Hi, everyone. Welcome to your VIP sneak peek of Fairy Tales of the Future audiobook. Enjoy this excerpt from Icebound. To get the full story, Fairy Tales of the Future is available on Amazon.com and all Amazon marketplaces. Click the link below to order now. To get each sneak peek as soon as it's released, subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Indigo Vision, or contact katephyre on Facebook, at katephyre on Twitter, and katephyre@yahoo.com. Please give us a like and a review so other readers can enjoy the story.
They all knew that the real threat lived above ground. That threat had taken her family one by one over the millennia. She shifted her bulk against the rocks as her eyes shifted from gold to burgundy, following her thoughts into darkness. They had been fools to think that the threat could be managed, believing that such soft creatures could never pose any real danger to the family. Some had gone so far as to speak with the groundlings, claiming that the creatures had speech, even signs of rudimentary reason. Bah! Sildra had never believed it, and her observations of the creatures were proof enough that they were nothing but brute beasts, driven by base instinct, nothing more. Clever beasts, she would admit, but not possessing any real intelligence. They could ape real speech and steal technologies from the family, but they were no more capable of understanding what they took than the magpie or the shrew, hoarding shiny objects, bits of detritus as treasure. The creatures plundered the domain of the family, carting away great loads of minerals, never comprehending the delicate balance they disrupted. And to what use did they put their ill-gotten bounty? Decoration. Decoration of their rude dwellings, and wearing their plunder as they wore the skins of the animals they slaughtered. A growl formed low in her throat, sending tremors through the rocks of the basin, causing the smooth surface of the pool to ripple, as if the water were trying to elude her smoldering wrath. She could feel the 3 eggs inside her pressing against her belly. Over the centuries, they had turned to stone. This happened sometimes when the mating was interrupted, as it had been by the foul murder of her love. She curled around the stones that would have been her children, wrapping herself ever tighter around the pain, allowing the agony to fuel her rage. Her mind drifted for a while, floating back over a dozen battles. After they had killed her love, she'd gone quite mad. He had been bathing by the light of the full moon, preparing for the mating, the only time one of the family would have been out on the surface alone and unguarded. Everyone knew that it was unwise to bring new life into the world with any hint of suspicion or doubt in one's mind. He was awaiting her by their favorite lake when they came upon him, a swarm of them. They had been lying in wait for him like the pestilence that they are, devoid of honor, bereft of intelligence, blinded by bloodlust. They fell on him like a pack of jackals, dismembering him in a storm of violence and hatred, sporting his magnificent teeth as trophies. She arrived just in time to hear his final scream. That sound ripped away her soul, leaving a terrible void in its place. A void that demanded blood for blood. She fell upon the creatures in a blind rage, swooping down upon them like the fury of heaven. She tore them apart with her great claws and snapped them in half like kindling in her massive jaws, tasting their acrid blood for the first time, but not the last. She reached out through her connection to the world and turned her lover's blood into poison. A poison so bleak and dark it would seep into the very flesh the creatures were made of and eat them from the inside. She burned them with her rage, burned them as they tried to flee like the cowards they are, burned the forest around them as they tried to hide from her righteous vengeance. She boiled the lake and stripped the mountainside bare in her grief. From then on, she abandoned the compact, held between the family and these foul creatures for 10,000 years. No more rules of combat. No more formal declarations of engagement. No more prescribed niceties to smooth over the plain fact that this was war. A war the land dwellers had started in their ignorance and lust for territory, their lust for shiny minerals to play with. A war that Sildra intended to finish.
Join us for the next installment of Icebound on this YouTube channel, The Indigo Vision. Order your copy of Faery Tales of the Future, available on Amazon.com and all Amazon marketplaces. Click the link below to order now.